Longing for a past version of myself. I have been thinking about how much I miss a version of myself that felt secure. Not because that version was wiser, not because life was perfect, but because life felt held. I miss who I was when I had a good job and everything I needed. At the time, it didn't feel like abundance. It felt ordinary. Bills were paid, needs were covered. The future didn't demand constant attention. My time wasn't spent worrying. It was spent living. I didn't wake up bracing for the day. I didn't scan every decision for risk. I didn't carry the quiet tension of wondering how long things would hold. There was space. Space to think about people instead of problems. Space to plan without fear shaping every option. Space to rest without feeling like rest had to be earned. I didn't realize how rare that was while I was inside it. What I miss isn't the job itself. It's the mental quiet that came with stability, the way my thoughts could drift without snapping back to survival, the way my attention could stretch outward instead of folding inward all the time. That version of me felt lighter, not because I was happier every day, but because I wasn't carrying vigilance in my body. I wasn't calculating outcomes before allowing myself to enjoy the present. There is grief in recognizing that. Because that version of me didn't know how easily certainty could disappear. I didn't know how quickly life could rearrange itself. I didn't know how much energy it takes just to stay steady when things are no longer predictable. I miss how calmly I trusted that things would continue. I miss how little effort it took to feel grounded. I know I can't go back to that person, not because they were naive, but because they were shaped by conditions that no longer exist. That chapter closed without asking me whether I was ready. Missing that version of myself doesn't mean I reject who I am now. It means I'm tired. It means I remember what it felt like to move through life without constant pressure sitting in the background, to wake up thinking about possibility instead of maintenance. Sometimes I worry that longing for that version of myself means I'm ungrateful. But I don't think that's true. I think it means I'm aware of what stability gave me and how much of myself it quietly supported. That awareness doesn't fade just because I adapt. It stays with me, measuring the distance between then and now. I'm starting to understand that longing isn't always about going back. Sometimes it's about recognizing a need that's been missing for a long time. Not the same job, not the same life, but the same sense of steadiness, the same breathing room. I don't know how that returns yet, but I know this. Missing who I was is not weakness. It's memory telling the truth about what mattered. Tonight that feels heavy and honest.